So let's talk centers in the league. Who is top 3 centers in the league? Are there even a top 3? How are we ranking centers? Is there a ranking going on? Or what is going on with the center position in the league? Yesterday, the Nuggets went up against the Spurs, and it made me realize, like, who is better? And I know Jokic is the greatest center we have right now. I know Jokic is him. I know Jokic is the best center probably of all time in terms of just pure skill and the amount of different combinations of things that he can do on the court. I understand that. But after Jokic, who is competing for that spot? This matchup between Jokic and Victor Wembanyama was amazing to see. I looked at this game, and usually I'm not the type of person that's big on the Spurs. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. I don't think anybody thinks they're going to go anywhere. I think they're just having a good season this year, and they might make the playoffs. They might make it to the play-in and find a way into the 8th seed. Somehow, some way, I think this team's going to make it to the playoffs. But I'm not that big of a fan of the Spurs. I don't think they're going to go far as much as talent that they have on the court. I also don't think anybody thinks they're going to go as far. But Victor Wembanyama has been amazing this year. He has developed, and you can see the growth that he has developed throughout the last year only just being in the league. That's 1 year since he's got drafted, I think it was. And the growth is amazing this year. I mean, he knows when to rise up to games and, perform how he's supposed to. He knows when the team relies on him. And this Spurs team, playing through Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul, has been amazing for them. We saw what they did going up against the Knicks. We saw him put up a 40-point game. We saw him yesterday have like a 30-something point game against Jokic. It's not his first, second, third, or fourth 30-point game of the season. And he's also still playing defense. He's guarding. And I thought this was the perfect matchup for Jokic. Both centers can score. Both centers can pass. Both centers can playmate, can create their own shots and shots for others. Both centers are kind of like a hub for the offense on their teams. And their teams go through them. Both centers are obviously the greatest players on their teams. One just happens to be way more developed and greater than the other one, which is Jokic. And it was a great matchup. I loved it. And it made me think, what happened with the center rankings? There was, for a while, it was supposed to be Jokic, Embiid, Cat, Victor Wembanyama, and so on and so forth. But then you look at this year, and really, I love the way Cat's playing this year for the Knicks. I love the way Jokic is playing this year for the Nuggets. And he's been playing like this for every year. I love the way Victor Wembanyama has been playing this year for the Spurs. Now, where do we put Joel Embiid, players like DeAndre Ayton? Are they even in consideration? Or is there like a caliber for Jokic, Cat, Victor Wembanyama, and everybody else is like under that, like just a different tier of big men in the league? Y'all tell me what y'all think down below in the comments. Y'all let me know about what y'all think about that opinion, and let me know where y'all think these players rank. Now, yesterday's game was amazing. I mean, the Spurs controlled the whole game until pretty much the fourth quarter. I didn't really get to watch the game for real, but I watched the fourth quarter. I kept looking at the numbers and the stats, as the game was going on. But I didn't really get to watch the game. I was busy, doing college shit. I'm fucking tired of college. Please support so I can get out. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. But it was amazing. The fourth quarter, I tuned in. And I wish I didn't miss the first 3 quarters. The amount of creative shots, amazing shots, tough shots that were made in this fourth quarter were out of this world. The amount of points scored, defense, stops that was going on was amazing. I mean, if you look at this fourth quarter, it looked like these teams can match up very well. It looked like this teams might be a decent playoff series. For a while, Chris Paul sat down, and like I said, I don't usually watch the Spurs too much, but they kind of went away from playing through Wembanyama, and the Nuggets capitalized off the minutes that Jokic was sitting. Jamal Murray hit a couple of tough shots. I remember this quarter, even Russell Westbrook hit a 3. And it was a clutch 3 too. I mean, everything for the Nuggets started coming together. They started to pull a comeback, and for a while they were 1 point behind the Spurs. It was a 1 point deficit. They locked in defensively. Chris Paul comes back in the game. Couldn't do anything. Like, the Spurs kind of went cold. They hit a couple of shots to keep them going. Then Jokić got the ball. Tie game. He could hit a game winner. Nope. We go to overtime. Overtime comes. And in overtime, this was Nuggets all the way. They outscored the Spurs, I think, like 11-3 minus like 1 or 2 points that didn't really matter anymore. I think it was off of free throws. But 11-3 in overtime. Spurs went cold. Wembanyama tried to do some turnaround thing to create his shot, and that didn't work. A couple of players really tried to get offensive boards for the Spurs and give them a chance. That didn't work. Nuggets really locked in the last quarter and overtime, and they brought themselves back. They got to the paint a lot. I remember Jamal Murray. You know, they always run the play with Jamal Murray and Jokić, and I remember there was a point where Jamal Murray either will go to the basket if Victor Wembanyama doesn't switch, or they'll give it to Jokić and it will be over. Like, either Jamal Murray's gonna score or Jokić is gonna score, and everybody else was just there. And then Michael Porter Jr. took over the whole second half. Like, it's usually called like a Porter quarter, but yesterday he took this whole second half. I mean, he came alive. He pretty much helped the Nuggets stay afloat. He did what he could until everybody else got everything together to will them to the win. And it was overall a good matchup. Like, to really look at these two teams, the first game they played together, Jokić had a 41-point game. Yesterday, another 40-point game. I mean, amazing. Like, there's so much individual stats and individual success we could go into. And then there's so much team success that we could go into from both teams. And even though the Spurs lost this game, there's a lot of lessons that were taught from this game. There's a lot of growth. There's a lot of development. And it gives you confidence. You didn't get smoked in the back-to-back where you're playing the same team. And I don't mean you're playing 2 nights in a row, but you're playing a night and then a break and then another night against the same team. It's pretty much like a mini playoff series within the season. And you didn't do bad. You won the first one. The second one, you went to overtime. Unfortunately, you kind of went cold and the Nuggets defense turned up. But you did good. Especially considering that this is Victor Wembanyama's second year. Your point guard, Chris Paul, is old. And you didn't do that bad. And for every Nuggets fan that was saying we should trade Jamal Murray for Jimmy Butler, I don't think it's going to happen. For simple games like yesterday. Yesterday, Jamal Murray came out, and when the team needed buckets, he hit them. There's a couple of shots that he missed over with Victor Wembanyama, but when it mattered the most, he hit those shots over Victor Wembanyama. Same defender, same plays, he hit those shots. Jamal Murray is so clutch for this Nuggets team and is so important for this Nuggets team. I don't think they're going to get rid of him. Not for Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler and the way he plays, but I don't think the Nuggets are willing to get rid of Jamal Murray for that. It's a huge risk because there's a lot of times where the Nuggets need a clutch bucket in overtime, or they need a clutch bucket in the end of regular season in the crunch time, or they need a clutch bucket in the end of the game, or they need a clutch bucket in the playoffs, and they try to fight back from a 3-1 deficit or whatever. We've seen that before, and who turns it up? Jamal Murray. Jokić does what Jokić does. But Jamal Murray is the X factor for this Nuggets team. It's always been and it will always be. Yes, there are pieces like Aaron Gordon, and he plays a big part, and he's also an X factor as well. But Jamal Murray is so important for this team. I promise you that. Then we had the Warriors go up against the Grizzlies. Both teams are missing their star player. Grizzlies missing John Morant. Warriors missing Steph Curry. And Andrew Wiggins, second half, 22 points in the second half. The Warriors win. This is another game I didn't really get to watch the whole game. Yesterday, again, I was busy doing college shit. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Get me out of this college shit. But Andrew Wiggins, 22 points. The Warriors hit threes. Waters hit a clutch 3 or 2. I think it was like 2 threes, honestly. But he hit 2 clutch shots. this Warriors team was playing together, and they looked like a completely different team. They looked like they found themselves against this Grizzlies team. And here's the crazy take. I think the Warriors should start playing through everybody else that was on the court yesterday. Play through Wiggins, play through Dennis Schroeder, play through Waters, play through Buddy Hield, play through everybody. I think Draymond should find a way to get those guys the ball before he even gets Steph Curry the ball. And I know that sounds crazy for all you Steph fans. I know that sounds crazy. You're gonna get tired. You're gonna get mad. You're gonna comment. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Da, da, da. I promise you, if they play through their young guys more, it will open up everything for Steph Curry. There are so many games this season where we see Steph Curry being double teamed and guarded in ways that are affecting him and are forcing him to only put up 2 points a night, 11 points a night, 5 points a night. If they play through their young guys, you force the defense to think that your young guys are the threat. Even though Steph Curry's on the court, it's not going to happen overnight, but it will eventually happen. Then you get Steph Curry open here and there, or you get Steph Curry a couple of shots, he hits some shits, and now the defense is too late for them now to try to guard Steph Curry. Now he's hot. Now shots are open. Now the basket is so wide for Steph, and he could just knock in any shot he wants, like against the Sixers. But you have to play through your young guys first now. This isn't 2016 no more. This isn't 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You're going to have to play through your young guys first. Get the defense to have to guard your young guys, and then give Steph a couple of shots. And when Steph gets hot, now it's too late. You know why? Because even if they guard Steph, your young guys are hot too. Give it to them. If they guard the young guys and they can't score, give the ball right back to Steph. It's a method that I think the Warriors should develop, accept, and this is the only way I feel like they will be great. Last game and the game before, they've been amazing because I feel like they've done that more. But anyways, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E, and safety.